Hi, I'm Reb Myron. I'm a minister through Pathways of Light, and I've been a Course in Miracles student for 44 years. I'm going through the lessons again this year, asking Jesus to clarify for me, and then I share from that clarity. So let's get started. We're looking at lesson 130. It is impossible to see two worlds. What I remember most about being Catholic is that I was mostly Catholic on Sundays. If I thought about God in between, it was usually to feel guilty and afraid because I'd obviously broken the rules. What I do with the Course in Miracles is very different. Over time, the Course has become my life. Everything I think, say, and do is filtered through the lens of the Course. In this way, I'm learning to choose the real world. That shift marks a major milestone in the mind's training, when spirituality stops being something we do and becomes what we are. The reason this is necessary to attain the real world is that we cannot have both worlds at once. The dream world reflects our thoughts, and if they are thoughts of hate, fear, and guilt, the real world remains veiled to us because those thoughts do not exist there. The moment I tried to bring a hate-filled thought into the real world, it is no longer the real world I perceive. It becomes the illusory world of the ego. I'm dedicated to living in the real world of love and oneness and helping others join me there. In paragraph 1, we're told that what we see reflects our thinking. This is why so much of my practice is based on being vigilant and watching my thoughts. I can tell myself that I want only the real world, but the proof is in the pudding, as people say. Sometimes I read about the awful things we do to each other and I become discouraged. My judgment has catapulted me into the dream. But how am I to see this differently? When I ask the Holy Spirit to look with me, he sees only precious children of God having the experience of what they believe and value. This is something they're free to choose. There will be consequences in the world, but these dreamy consequences are not real, so they do not change our being. We remain as God created us, beings of freedom and love. So now I'm beginning to see others as the Holy Spirit sees them. My eyes show me someone filled with fear and acting from that fear as they must, while my heart reminds me they are still powerful and glorious souls, temporarily confused about what they are. Even in our darkest acts, we are cherished, adored, and upheld by God. It is only the ego mind that judges, and that judgment takes us away from the world of love. When I hear a baby crying in Walmart and want to quickly shop on the other end of the store, I remind myself no judgment is needed in this situation. A child is probably tired or hungry. They're simply expressing themselves emphatically, and that makes me smile. Here's a little soul learning how to be human. I think about how much I sometimes wish I could express myself so honestly. By this time, I've lost all desire to judge the child or the mother. And just like that, I'm at peace again. It all took only a few seconds to go from the real world to the dream world and back again. I noticed my son is still in his room and it's nearly noon. What is he doing? Is he still asleep? Is he worried because he hasn't found a job? He should be handling this differently. I feel dissatisfaction and anxiety moving toward anger or fear. The ego hasn't yet decided which direction to go, but it is certain that things should be different. The world is not safe. My son is not safe. Therefore, I'm not safe. I let the thoughts and the resultant feelings run through me, and without judging them, they simply pass away and are replaced with other thoughts. I've gone from the dream world to the real world quicker than I can tell you about it. I rest there for as long as I want before noticing another ego intrusion that I'm tempted to value more than peace. My experience is still something of a roller coaster ride, but the ups last longer now, and the downs are not as gut clenching as they used to be. Choosing again consistently has brought me closer to stability, to an ease in returning to peace and happiness. I don't live in the real world yet, but I know what it feels like, and I know it is what I want, so it cannot be far off. Having had a sustained experience of it, one that simply occurred rather than being manufactured, I know that reality is already in me and can be remembered. This knowing is what keeps me on the path. You can share my knowing simply by desiring to do so. Our minds are connected, and what is remembered by one can bless us all. Each belief we hold determines the world we experience. Will it be a world of love and joy, or will it be a world of suffering? There is no middle ground. It can depend on the strength of God in us to make the choice for the real world. I know my part, and it is simple. I am mindful of my thoughts and beliefs and willing to accept correction when needed. I trust Jesus. I call on the strength of God within me when I waver in my determination. Thus, I have every right to be certain of my success, as I say with conviction, it is impossible to see two worlds. Let me accept the strength God offers me and see no value in this world, that I may find my freedom and deliverance. God will be there, for I have called upon the great unfailing power which will take this giant step with me in gratitude. Every moment offers the same choice, to see through fear or see through love. And with every willingness to choose again, the real world shines a little more clearly. Thank you so much for joining me in this reading. I hope that you found it helpful. If you did, then please like it. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. And if you haven't noticed, I did post a reading from the text. And so you may want to check that out. All right. See you soon.